So there I was, getting ready to start my new favorite podcast, Talk Tua with Hallie Welch. And there's something that I want to talk to you all, which is something that I see across a lot of conservative platforms and something that I've been noticing for a year or two now. Let's go ahead and watch this as we see how Hallie, I know her name is Haley, introduces her podcast.
Haley, get up.
All right, I'm ready to talk. So I wanted to start my podcast out here in Belfast, Tennessee, where I was born at and where I've been ever since until a few weeks ago and everything changed. No, really, I even learned that you can't bring a box cutter on a plane.
Did you catch what I am going to talk about today? It's in the title and thumbnail of the video. So yes, you did. Why do we cut to this side angle? I see this across so many platforms, specifically from Daily Wire as well, which we're going to get to that in a second. There's something so weird about this. There's something so weird about her facing the camera, looking dead eye contact in the eyes to me, and then we cut to this angle. Who is she talking to? Why is she not looking at the camera right now? Why is Matt Rife here? And before anyone says anything, I don't know if there is actual definitive, like hard proof that Hallie Welch and her team are conservative in any way, but I will say there's a lot of dog whistles that kind of hint towards that. Matt Rife being one of your heroes, kind of being one of them. You know, I've seen Twitter posts from her and everything of like weird religious stuff sometimes. Like she said, 3 months ago I was nobody and now I have my own podcast. Thank God in the heavens for giving me this blessing. I don't think God gave you something because you talked about sucking some guy's dick. I don't think that's how it works. This side angle is so strange. And it's not just Haley that does it. There's so many conservative news sources that do this too. Here's one example right here, featuring Candace Owens, formerly of Daily Wire. I forgot she's not with Daily Wire anymore. I don't know how she's posting this. I don't know who's watching her.
Aware that Kamala Harris can hide from me. There is no accent that she can throw on that is going to throw me off the scent. So let's just get started. Welcome back to Candace.
Who are you talking to? Why? Why is this happening? Let me show you another example. Ben Shapiro, his Barbie review from last year, infamous for being stupid. Oh, he even got it in 4K. Ben, upping that quality, that production value, my good sir. Let's see if you can keep it up.
It's all propagandistic. And then it sets up the dichotomy. The dichotomy is that men and women are in complete and utter contradistinction.
I take back that production value comment that I gave you, Ben. I think something is wrong here in that who's over there? I want to talk to you, Ben. Let me move myself over here too. Oh, no, Ben, don't go away. Okay. Should I whisper in your ear, Ben? I think you need a new production manager. Ben, you might need a new editor. This isn't very good. And then mooching off of Ben, we have Ben's niece, I think. Apparently Brett Cooper and Ben Shapiro are not related whatsoever, but they sure as hell look like it. She's talking about Will Ferrell's best friend turning trans and then they made a movie.
Now this spiral is absolutely commemorated in his latest film called Will and Harper, which is a documentary style movie that documents his friendship with former SNL head writer Andrew Steele. Well, actually, sorry.
Okay, I can't fake just being angry anymore. I mean, I am angry about this. I don't like that these commentators are doing this because it's just so odd. And I want to talk about the reason why I feel like it's so odd is whenever it shifts over to this right angle, it feels like you're not talking with someone anymore. Whenever you watch one of these videos, you want to feel like you are in the room with that person because they are delivering information to you. And we as human beings need a little bit of connection going on here. Whenever you have these two camera angles and you just cut between them for the sake of cutting between them, it feels off-putting. And also, there's no reason for you to cut between them. Let's go back and watch that Candace Owens clip again. I want to show you something. Let's focus on the fluidity of what she's saying.
There is nowhere that Kamala Harris can hide from me. There is no accent that she can throw on.
I can tell that she did not pause in that statement. This was all done in just one take. I can see one of the reasons why you would cut between these camera angles. As an editor, you wanted to cut between two angles whenever they pause and whenever they messed up or flubbed or something, which is going to happen a lot with this video, by the way, because I mess up and flub all the time. But she doesn't do that. She did all of this in one take, and then they just cut to the second camera angle just to cut to the second camera angle. It wasn't even like she was saying anything of super importance to the point where we needed to cut to a closer camera angle.
Nowhere that Kamala Harris can hide from me. There is no accent that she can throw on that is going to...
The only reason I can see why you cut to a different camera angle is because she started a new sentence. But even then, there's no intensity, there's no new information being given, there's nothing to this. Whereas with more centrist videos, and especially with more left-leaning videos, which I'm about to show you with some more news, they do all of this stuff in one take. But sometimes whenever they do flub, you have the editors coming in and making very clever quips or something, like with this example with some more news.
Meaning more force, meaning more bone splintering. It's called vertical integration. Do not try Neuralink.
So you can tell that he probably messed up there. And then during production, he said, add in this quip and then I'll respond to it. And some more news does that all the time. But if we look through the previews down here, you will see Cody doesn't ever go away from the camera. There is no second camera angle because he wants to talk to you the entire time. I don't know if there's something in my mind because I've been watching these types of news coverage for so long. But the thing is that that's how the news is presented on CNN, MSNBC, fucking Fox News even. I don't get why we have to have the second camera angle. It's just so weird. And even with kind of more centrist, but still left-leaning coverage, you have Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
In certain encounters, cops do seem able to have less of a hair trigger because while that man in Florida got lectured for having the temerity to talk,
he's looking at the camera the entire time. Let's watch this more, still left-leaning, but also closer to the center. This is the Patriot Act with Hassan Minaj, and watch how he interacts with the camera the entire time.
And it is going down in federal court right now. In America, affirmative action.
He switched to the second camera, but his eyes are still there. He was trained before this episode to look at the camera. He has notes being fed to him and everything. But still, it's so important to make sure that you are keeping eye contact with the camera so this information is delivered comfortably. And now the thing is that the Daily Wire in the past year has learned their lesson, because now I go to a video by Ben Shapiro that was posted 5 days ago. And if I'm going to turn the volume down because I don't want to hear his voice. But if we look through it, look at this. The camera, it never goes anywhere. Whoa! They learned their lesson. Granted, I didn't watch this full thing. In fact, I didn't even watch 5 seconds of it because I don't want to watch it. My algorithm is going to be fucked after this. But I do want to talk quickly and kind of wrap this up a little bit about why do they use this camera angle? And I have some theories. The first theory being something that I had already talked about. The editors just want to cut for the sake of cutting because they think they're going to lose the attention of the audience member if they don't. They have the ability and the power to switch between two angles, and they figured, why not do it? We have it. I think it'll be more interesting if we do that every time they start a new sentence or whatever. If we have two cameras, we better goddamn use them. But I really don't think that's the whole underlying reason. I think the entire reason why this is happening is because they're cheap. I think that these conservative news sources are saving money by hiring fresh college graduates, interns. They're hiring people who will work dirt cheap because they're working 2 other jobs. And with that comes people who are inexperienced. And this is nothing against them, but this is nothing against those workers. But you do get content that is more inexperienced. You get more flubs in editing, more weird production decisions. Like, let's watch just one more clip from Brett Cooper. This is Matt Walsh Goes Fishing with Brett Cooper. And I remember this coming out because it was recommended to me for some reason. I don't know why. I just want to watch the intro. I want you to keep in mind my point of maybe the staff is inexperienced.
Oh. Going under a bit. Go.
Go ahead. You're real. Go ahead. Real.
You can't just add dramatic music to fishing. No one's life is at stake there. There's not a shark in that river. If there is, you put it there. I would say if you did have a more experienced producer on the team, they would throw more sharks in your video. Sharks make revenue go up. But the editors, bless their hearts, were working with crap here. They really were. Because Matt Walsh really does look like Facebook avatar metaverse. And whenever you give me content with this face, this man is so boring. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a Matt Walsh video. He is the most milquetoast, plain white bread man on the face of the planet, and apparently loves fishing. Okay, that's all I had to say. I just wanted to talk about weird camera angles and conservatives. Subscribe to me, but more importantly, subscribe to Talk To It with Haley Welch.